Hi, hey, get out of that student union. Walk across the quad. The lecture hall doors are open. Salem University is in session. It is Days for Dummies. Hi, I'm Matt.
I'm Ken.
Hey, that was a really smooth opening. Oh my God.
And good
Oh
morning,
my
you guys.
goodness. I should have wrote that down. Oh, you know what I didn't look at to make sure we have sound? We have sound. Look at that.
Yay!
Hey, hi everybody. Good morning. Good morning here in beautiful Salem, Illinois. It is a brisk 87 here in the fantasy city. The sun is beating down on Hortontown Square.
Yeah,
Sweet Bits is running so well that Chanel is bored to tears.
I know. She has a knack for hiring great employees, doesn't she?
And just plug your ears as you walk by the Demira mansion as they are screaming at each other in there. Oh my gosh, those are your headlines.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. This was actually really good coffee. I did amazing work this morning.
You did?
Jeannie's having Eggos and coffee. I'm having podcasting coffee.
I'm having nothing.
Not
I
yet.
don't know why I didn't bring myself something.
Yeah, you save that for the break. I don't know where Angela is. She's maybe we need to check Lee's old apartment and make sure old Angela isn't tied up next to Melinda.
Right?
I gotta say, Mom, I gotta say this. We cover two soap operas on this podcasting channel, on this YouTube network of ours.
We do.
We covered General Hospital at 11. We covered Days of Our Lives at 9.
Mm-hmm.
These shows at current couldn't be any more different from each other.
They are different
They
from each
are
other.
so, like, before, it was like GH was just kind of like that half translucent, almost invisible soap that was kind of up to nothing. Kinda.
I could definitely say that a year ago.
Yes, and now it's just, it is sudsing more soap than I've seen on daytime in ages.
If they get any more sudsy, I'm going to go have to rinse off after I
You
watch.
need a squeegee, right? You need a squeegee, to just clear the TV screen when you're watching GH. Over on over here on Days of Our Lives, though, this is wackadoodle goofy nonsense, and I'm here for it every minute of the day.
It is goofy nonsense.
This is the dumbest soap I have ever watched. I've seen All My Children. I've seen some one Life to Live. I watched even a little bit of Passion, some clips here and there of Timmy the Walking Doll and the Witch That Does Spells. I know that Michael Easton made his claim to soap fame off of playing a vampire.
He sure did.
And this is the goofiest, stupidest soap stuff I have ever seen in my life.
Isn't it goofy? It is so goofy. I'm telling you, if you only see an episode or two, you're probably not going to like it that much.
No.
You got to give it time.
You got to give it time. You have to know who these people are.
If you give it time, you'll love it.
Yes, for sure. If you were to just pick up Days of Our Lives right now and not know anybody, not know anything, not know an ounce of nothing, you'd be like overwhelmed with who's this cardboard cutout? Is this a ghost? Poisons, deaths, romance, like the scope. The scope of Days of Our Lives is so wide.
It's everywhere, isn't it?
It's everywhere. Like, everything is happening all at once. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Here in the beautiful town of Salem. So I guess we just got to take it from the top because I don't really know where to start because everybody's up to something and it is wild and fun.
It is.
Like,
it is.
all of it, though. All of it. Oh, geez. All right. Well, let's get the body and soul stuff out of the way, huh? Hey,
Okay.
Rebecca. I didn't
Body
read
and
names.
soul.
I didn't read names. Kelly's here. Hi, Kelly. Welcome back, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Amaya, Jeannie, Laura, us, and Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Rebecca likes to tweet us. She tweets us a lot. She's got a lot to say, a lot of things to think. I'm here for it. Keep it up, Rebecca.
Yep. Good.
And you can tweet us too at 104GH. Anyway, let's talk about Body and Soul. Body and Soul dedicated a whole day. Body and Soul. It was Tuesday, Body and Soul.
Yep.
It
body
was
and
it
soul
was
day.
it was Abe and Kate. It was
Mm-hmm.
the cast. It was the
Mm-hmm.
director.
Mm-hmm.
It was I don't know, Chanel, who's feeling a little young and restless. You know,
Was.
in the little tease, I
Was.
said that Sweet Bits was running so well that she doesn't know what to do with herself, and that's a fact from the show. She's like, this place runs itself. I'm just a manager in name.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just doing yeah. She's
they,
doing payroll now, and that's
yeah,
it.
I'm just signing the checks, y'all. They like I even come 15 minutes early to open up the door and get everything started. And who's here? My employees, beating me by half an hour. They were here 45 minutes early, and I have to pay them for that, but I also appreciate it.
Chanel is very good at selecting employees.
She's the best hiring manager in all of Salem, and
She
I
is.
think one of these major corporations needs to find out. Like
Yeah.
Kyriakis or Demira. Just
Yeah.
need to pick her up.
Maybe Chanel can give Stephanie some pointers on all the PR stuff.
Well, I don't know, because Stephanie seems to be doing real well. She had a broken computer and still got a job.
She did.
Well, your reputation is so it precedes you. This is a formality. I already hired you in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I've already hired you in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the job, Steph. Oh
Yep.
boy. Oh boy.
But Chanel and Alex, they was yelling at each other in the square.
They were screaming at each other. They
They were.
My goodness, mother. Like, even also, you know how I said just a moment ago that General Hospital, it started to really suds up.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have a whole lot of like stuff I could say going on for a little while. And it's
Mm-hmm.
all picking up. I'm going to say the same thing kind of on days as well. We kind of cleared some of the garbage that was holding the show back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really moved forward in every way for me.
It has. It has.
You know,
It kind of has gone back to the pacing of when we first started watching it over a
maybe
year
that's
ago.
what it is. Maybe we're finally getting into the rhythm of Ron's return after the whole strike thing, because they're 1,000 years ahead.
Yes.
Gosh, that strike was like a year ago now.
I don't like that it's so far ahead.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I do wish that
Well,
it was
that's fine.
6, 8.
It's
You
hard.
since GH took that month off, they actually were really right up against their broadcast for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
They had like 2 weeks there for a
Yeah,
sec.
and I bet they had some long days trying to get something in the can.
Oh yes. It was a wonderful break and a very hard return to work.
Yeah. You were just off. Get your ass to work.
Speaking of, the Days crew also took a little bit of a break-a-doodle, and I think they're getting back to it in the beginning of September.
Mm.
I do believe that's the case. Don't come to me for the news.
Television typically, the long vacation part of television often is, nighttime, so not so much August, more like June or July. But I think daytime, like the daytime shows, or
Yeah.
they're running repeats for like the month of August.
Like the Kelly or excuse me, the Haley and Mateo show.
I don't know if Haley and Mateo were doing it, but I know the View is. The
They
View
should-
is off for even Bill Maher took off almost the whole month of
Oh
August.
my!
I mean, that's a nighttime.
What are you, a Bill Maher fan?
I do like Bill Maher.
He's a little goofy, isn't he? He's
He's a little goofy.
He's got some funny things to say, even if he's a little bit of a controversial figure. He makes you chuckle.
He is a controversial figure, and I don't agree with everything he says. But
That's also important to watch, though. And when it comes to that sort of stuff, you got to watch the stuff you don't agree with also, so you know what they think.
Exactly. But actually, when it comes to that kind of satire kind of thing, my favorite is Jon Stewart. Daily Show.
Everybody loves Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart loves Jon Stewart so much that he came back to do this election cycle for the Daily Show.
Yeah, it's gold. How can you not?
Right? It's good for Comedy Central. It's good for his pockets. Just like Days of Our Lives is good for Peacock. In the top 10 every single day. I don't know how many massive numbers they have. I don't know how many subscribers Peacock has. But when it comes to being a strong performer for NBC Universal, good job, Days of Our Lives.
I think Peacock did a great idea. NBC Peacock did a great idea with putting them on Peacock on the app. It worked out.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Ma. Here's the thing about Peacock. All right, something that's making me a little nervous. Wrestling is leaving the Peacock and going to the Netflix.
Oh, really?
So wrestling is leaving Peacock. WWE, where you see The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and Dusty Rhodes. Maybe not Dusty Rhodes anymore. He passed away. But yeah, so they're leaving Peacock. So I hope that doesn't, alter the financial security of Peacock as a whole going forward, because it's a little struggling sometimes to be a streamer out there.
Yeah, but that. But they're even so they're losing wrestling, but they've added a lot.
Well, they definitely have like a lot of cool stuff that people still like.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. What it's going to do, it's going to affect the younger viewers a little bit. Those who came over to Peacock because they like wrestling and then stuck around for anything else. Hopefully
Mm-hmm.
they like Days of Our Lives to continue to subscribe to the show.
Hopefully.
Sandra says click the thumbs up, and I can't agree with her more.
Mm-hmm.
Click the thumbs up. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you haven't. Especially if
I
you're
would
having
do
a
a
good time.
thumbs up even on my end if I could, but I don't have that option.
I mean, you could, but it was far too distracting. We tried that once. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, enough side chatter about Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Though it is going to be interesting seeing Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
They could be a lot more raw.
That's what Triple H said. He said, you know how, like, we used to kind of do a little bit of stuff that was a little more, for people who weren't 7?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do that a little bit again, but not as bad as was in 1998, though, okay? We're not going to do 1998 again. Don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm. We're going to do new.
We're going to do new. We're going to have them be able to say the A word, and Fox won't bleep it.
Yes.
Anyway, this is not a wrestling podcast, but if you
Nope.
want a wrestling podcast, comment. And Mom and I will talk about wrestling. We have a lot of years of experience. Anyway, so beyond so Body and Soul, all that stuff, we're casting. We're casting the cast just like we said.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we said, we're going to cast the cast with the cast.
Yep.
And that's what we've done. The soap within the soap is here. Chanel being enticed to audition by her loving husband, Johnny, who's like, I'm directing. You're bored like Marge Simpson in that one episode of The Simpsons. Come on. Come on. Before you start drinking wine, why don't you become an actress?
I think that's not a good idea. Because Chanel and Alex have a lot of tension that will turn into another kind of tension.
Oh, well, it is a soap. And, I don't
And
know.
they've
Do we
already
really
seen
need-
they've already seen what each other has.
They've already seen each other's sweet bits, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, no, I get it. Ooh, Sandra with a big Liz Lemon eye roll to Body and Soul. Oh.
Well, I know it's probably not everybody's cup of tea for a storyline. I'm enjoying it because it's goofy days.
It is so stupid. And you cannot find a family that enjoys stupid television more than us. Okay? Like, really. I was raised by my father who lived on an airplane. I just wanted to say good luck.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say good luck.
I walked in here a couple of days ago. Your dad's in here watching TV. I'm watching here. What is he watching? He's watching some big crocodile movie where the crocodiles eat you.
Yes, it's just like a giant 40-foot man-eating crocodile, biggest half of a city block.
Yes, he was watching that.
Wave. Yes, all of that kind of crap. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's always on the television growing up.
Yes. And some young person, they're somehow, when they get covered with blood, their clothes pop off and stupid stuff.
Just like
Yes.
scary movie parodies.
He likes that
Yeah.
B movie nonsense, silly stuff.
There was a time, and this relates to Days of Our Lives, in a way that you guys will figure out. But there was a string of time in my teens where he sat me down and we watched all of those really cheesy sci-fi movies from the late 70s, like when you guys were seniors in high school or whatever. Soylent Green, Silent Running, Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, you know what? We mentioned that yesterday, actually, to your nephew.
Okay.
If, his football team played so much better yesterday than the previous two Saturdays, right? And we said, yeah, we said, what happened? What happened? Um, Grandpa says, what happened? Did the pod people come change y'all out? I said, yeah, it was an invasion of body snatchers. And and he looks at us like, what are you two old people talking about? What?
Pod
So
people.
we said that when they come stay with us for a little while, we're gonna make Steven watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
God, he's gonna hate it. Oh
He's
my
gonna hate
God,
it.
I love that idea. Okay. The viewership is plummeting. We got to talk about the show.
Yes, we do.
Thank you everybody for joining us on that nostalgic ride. Growing up with my father, who loves goofy ass television like Days of Our Lives. If only we could convince him. I know you would love to see Daddy T on this podcast at least once. If only we could convince him to sit down and watch it for a week, that would be great. But it's just not going to happen. It's too much hockey being played.
He don't want to be on camera. He just doesn't.
No, he's always been a behind the scenes guy. He's a camera operator.
He is. That was his dream profession. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
wanted to do. He wanted to be a camera person for local news. That's what he really wanted to do.
Well, he could have pursued that, Ma. You should tell him that. You should tell him that. It's not too late. Okay, all right. So, beyond the Salem, beyond Salem, beyond the
Beyond
silly,
Salem, right?
beyond the silly Salem. As much fun as Body and Soul is. Okay, all right. We really got to narrow in. We got to finish talking about how Alex and Alex and Steph are gonna bone, right? And then we got also like Alex and Chanel, right? And we're gonna have like a quad way love square.
I don't want that, but I could see Days doing something like that.
Where I mean, and then ultimately also Alex, he's okay with like the whole like multiple partners polyamory thing. Maybe we're just gonna get like a polycule happening in on the streets of Salem, where everybody's dating everybody.
And then they'll surely not know whose daddy anybody
Oh my
is.
God, what an amazing story, actually. Listen, we were having one of our nights. You know how we do.
Mm-hmm.
And well,
You know how we do.
it seems as though both of my gentlemen callers weren't prepared as
Mm-hmm.
they should have been. And I don't
The
know
most
who to
prepared
date.
person in the whole freaking city is Holly. Come on now.
Right? Oh, I'm so chaste. You can call me Brooklyn Quartermain. Like... What happened on Days this week, says Kelly. I missed it because I am still working. Look at her. Like I said, we were so off topic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we're talking right now about what happened on Days this week.
Yep.
Without giving a blow-by-blow, beat-by-beat, line-by-line, it really seems as though things are heating up. Orgy of our lives, says Jeannie. It seems like things are
These
heating
are
up.
orgies.
So Teresa's gone. She's out of here. She's in jail. All right, for kidnapping.
She is.
So she's just gone. She's out of here. Goodbye.
Only for 6 months, though.
And then she'll be back. But for now, she's gone, leaving Alex without a girlfriend. And he doesn't want a boyfriend.
I get the impression that Alex cannot be without a girlfriend or somebody to lay down with.
Stephanie, too.
And Stephanie, too. That's what I was going to say.
Because Everett just died.
Yeah. Stephanie, it's like, yeah, she gave it a couple of, and then she went next.
And then, in a scene with Roman this week, she's like, and then she's like, I remember what your abs look like, Alex. Chad doesn't live across the hall from you anymore. Those kids moved out. So yeah, I mean, things are heating up there. And then, of course, as you said a moment ago, where Chanel and Alex are just screaming at each other about what he did to Allie.
Yes.
Oh boy, it's hard sometimes with some of these names of characters we've never really truly got to know well.
Exactly.
Because we've got Abby, we've got Allie, and Abby is Abigail. And just, ugh. Anyway, and then there's Allison. There's an Allison somewhere, right? And then there's a Sammy, which is almost like Allie. Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, Sandra goes, next! And that's exactly what it is. There's an old MTV dating show called Next, and that's pretty much what Stephanie and Alex's life is.
Oh, I remember that. Yep. Next.
Next. And
Kind of like,
YouTube.
kind of goes along with side with a me.
YouTube has one where they push a button. There's like this AI voice that's like, tell us about your favorite childhood toy, right? And then they're like, well, I really like the train, Thomas the Tank Train, right? And then the button lights up, and the person has a chance to be like, why, bam, I don't like you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what's going on with them. So they're living across the hall. Here's the thing though: Chanel and Johnny, they really like each other. They're married. They were gonna have a baby. They were gonna have an
Yes,
irradiated Hulk baby that didn't work out.
they did. Yes, they almost did.
As a matter of fact, I kind of need Carson Boatman to dress up like the Incredible Hulk for Halloween this year.
At least have the crushing hands, right?
Well, he needs a crushing, and I just want to see him without a shirt and his skin painted green. I'm weird. What can I say?
Okay.
But he
You should
does
be
need those Hulk
paying
hands
for
too.
lives then.
He actually go to Carson Boatman's Instagram. He did a little behind the scenes filmerino of not of
Mm-hmm.
Days of Our Lives, but of another project that he was doing. And you can see him not performing a stunt because it's actually the stuntman up there
Huh?
jumping
Okay.
off of his house's roof and onto a big crash pad.
Oh, see, he wants to be a wrestler.
Kind of very old Mick Foley. Yes, very much so. Except Mick Foley didn't have a crash pad. He just had tables like a crazy man.
Exactly.
Anyway,
He was actually trying to kill himself.
well,
No.
he was actually trying to
No,
entertain
what?
everybody.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, so check out Carson Boatman. Plus, he also posts pictures of him and his wife and his beautiful baby. And so if you're a big Carson Boatman and Johnny fan, give him a follow on Instagram.
Actually saw those photos. They're actually very beautiful.
Oh, what a
So,
gorgeous
so
family.
nice.
Like really, really, really,
Beautiful
really.
family. I wonder, I will ask him if we have an opportunity someday. Does Carson, would he, like Johnny, love to be a director someday?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
direct
that'd be
it,
interesting.
Yeah.
You want to direct an episode of Days of Our Lives? Would you like to direct the Body and Soul episode of Days of Our Lives? It's
Yeah.
coming, guys. It's coming. It's unavoidable. We are going to have a full hour. This is unpromised. Nobody's told me this. Don't come here for the news.
It'd be silly if they don't.
But we are obviously heading toward a full, uninterrupted Body and Soul hour of these characters playing these characters.
I think so too.
Whether that's going to be the pop-off, of the whole storyline where we get that episode, or if it's something that we're going to get once, twice, and occasionally, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do believe we are going to get
But
that.
we're definitely getting at least
We're going to get
one.
a day in the life of Body and Soul.
Yes, we're definitely getting at least one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be fun because I liked the Body and Soul stuff that they did when Abe was being held hostage by Crazy Nurse Whitley. So I'm here for it. I like the dumbness. I like the goofy, pulling behind the curtain and making light of what it's like to put a show on, talking about Sorazing the couple because they want them to be a little more dynamic when they come back to the canvas, which is a real conversation that's had behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was. I love it when Kate and Abe talk about what it's like on a soap set,
Mhm.
and I don't know, just mimicking the real life.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
it's fun.
It's
fun.
it's parodying making a soap, and I enjoy it. Much like I am another person that people seem to not like all the time, but I cannot get enough of him, Mr. Leo Stark. His work with Deidre Hall over the last couple of weeks has been so frickin' perb. Okay, this has
Yes.
been masterfully crafted as well. A couple of weeks ago, we had Leo and Marlena watching RuPaul's Drag Race, bonding together as colleagues, professionals, and friends.
Well, what I loved about it, I just thought the two of them, and I kind of, I peel, especially since we've been doing a podcast for so long. I like peel back things all the time. I like try to pull back the curtain a little bit for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the two of them are just having, as Rick and Marlene and Deidre, I think they're just having a blast.
Absolutely. Just taking the lines and just, okay, all right, so this is comedy.
Especially Deidre.
Oh, yes. So they read those
Because,
scripts.
Rick gets to do this kind of stuff on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
He's campy and he's a flamboyant character
Right.
all the time.
Right.
Where Deidre, she's so often so straight-laced in Marlena.
Mm-hmm.
Here to help,
Greg. You're saying Rick as in short for Rickert, but it's Greg Rickert.
Oh, you're right.
You're thinking of
Yep,
Rick
I'm
Lansing.
doing a transposy thing, aren't
Just
I?
just to avoid any confusion for the audience there. She's talking
Yes.
about the actor behind
Mr.
Leo.
Rickard.
Yeah.
Greg Rickard. Yes.
Greg Rickard. So, Sandra agrees. Great work between Greg and Deidre. They've been working on it for the last couple of weeks. They've been establishing the relationship between Leo and Marlena as more than just patient and doctor. They're watching RuPaul's Drag Race getting along, leading into this mistaken identity of Hattie, which lasted over a week.
It did.
Multiple scenes. And then
He was
finally,
so relieved, wasn't he?
oh yes, and then finally this week it all comes to a crash. This man reads a book about dissociative identity disorder. This is her. I need to help my new friend. I need to do
Yes.
the intervention. I'm going to text her right now. There's an emergency. You need to come to the room. She shows up and he's like screaming, "You are Marlena. You have DID." uh, and then at this point, because I'm laughing too much. I don't know. Somebody said it straight. Somebody showed him and was like, "No, this is Hattie, and she's a doppelganger." I think it was Kate. It's just like, "No, it's not Marlena, you fool." Oh, thank God. Oh, I don't even remember how Hattie came to be. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but all I can remember is us joking that she's a clone, and I don't think that was the case.
No, it looks like Hattie, Hattie has a history there in
Yeah.
Salem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's been around before,
Yeah.
and she has been hiding from us for a year.
Oh, see, I remember. Yes, so she's been in town.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't recognize.
I don't recall hearing anything to make me think she hasn't been in town. She's just been stuck somewhere, just like EJ was upstairs for 2 weeks while Hattie was somewhere for a year. Right there in town.
Crazy Connie stabbed him, Kelly. Crazy Connie stabbed him. Talking about Rafe.
Oh yeah, she did.
Anyway,
Weeks ago now.
Yeah, I know. Gosh, she's a super villain now. So, oh my God, it's great. It's wonderful. Like I said, I don't remember how Hattie came to be, but I'm happy that she's around. I love her. I think that it's great. And Angela last week said that.
Deidre to send me those star glasses.
Right. Angela, a Hattie cosplay would be a lot of fun. You can dress up as Hattie and I'll dress up as Susan. But I'm not going to shave the beard. And I guess Deidre Hall's twin sister once played Hattie back in the day, is what we talked about a couple weeks ago with Angela.
Yes, Angela, and I think Angela mentioned that her twin sister is now passed.
I believe so. So that, hey, Marlene, look at you, Deidre. You get to honor your sister and play Hattie also. Just have a lot of fun out there. Ultimately, this Hattie stuff has it's been nothing but other than just a good time. It hasn't informed character or driven plot, but it has been fun to watch. And that's some of the joy that you get when it comes to daytime, is there is time to fill, and sometimes you can fill it with something irreverent.
I bet you Johnny is going to tap into Hattie's talent that we all don't know she even has, and she will be a phenomenal actress by the time Johnny's done with her.
Well, Bonnie's already amazing. Right?
Bonnie's already amazing, yes.
Hattie, she could be amazing too. Who knows what Chanel and Alex are gonna bring behind the... See, here's the thing though about Chanel and Alex starting to do it like in the dressing room or something. Maybe that's a little too close to real life. Maybe that's a little too close. Because, folks, don't come here for the news. But it happens a lot more often than we hear about, let me tell you that.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you hear about movie stars doing that, like folks that are on movies, and they wind up with a relationship with that co-star. And then soon after the movie's completed, often what happens to their relationship? Well, it ends with the movie.
And I think a lot of that has to do with putting yourself in that mindset day after day after day while you're filming it. I'm pretending Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Like, why would Brad Pitt leave Jennifer Aniston for Angelina Jolie? They're both 10 out of 10s.
He was digging that Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. That's why.
And then fast forward, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck married twice. That was very soapy.
Yeah.
We could
My
probably do
gosh.
a
Yeah.
special on that.
She's
Gosh,
a serial bride.
and others, and of course soap stars that we've heard about over the years as well, and also ones that we've heard about that you didn't, and ones that none of us ever knew about, me, you, or anybody else included. So,
Yep.
yeah.
It
Yeah. So
happens.
maybe a little too close to real life coming up, but it'll be fun. Chanel and Johnny need something to do, and if it's Alex, then I'm here for it.
I think that's what's going to happen.
And then
mean, they
maybe,
were fighting real good there in the square.
and then Johnny and Stephanie will hook up. Are they related? No, they're not related.
No, I don't know. Stephanie's
Listen,
a
I don't
Johnson.
know.
That, no, the bloodlines are so muddy in soap operas. It's
Yeah.
hard to know.
Yeah.
But I know somebody always does the homework just to make sure there's not an actual bloodline.
Yeah, for sure. Hattie used to work at the diner with Kate. Ooh, this diner. Which the pub or the bistro or a different diner entirely?
Yeah.
I would absolutely go to the restaurant that Hattie is the server at all the time.
Oh, me too.
I would go there as often as we went to IHOP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Maybe something a little more serious because here, listen, Monday was drama, Tuesday was comedy, Wednesday was drunk people, Thursday was more drama, and then Friday was young folks and cops.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a whole Abigail thing happening too. Let's talk about that, all right? Let's talk about Abigail.
All right, let's talk about Abigail.
Let's talk about Abigail. Let's talk about Jen. Let's talk about Jack. Let's talk about Chad. Like, Abigail really does need to go back to Abby if she wants to be at the same cadence as the rest of these names.
Yes.
Because, it's like being like, this is my son Lucky, Nicholas, and Leslie Lou. Like, well, okay, well, that last name's too long.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Abigail, she's not back, folks.
That's not
Or
Abigail.
is she?
She could have amnesia of her amnesia.
Oh, there we go. Rebecca's reminding us Stefano is responsible for altering another human being to look exactly like Marlena so he could facilitate a swap. That's the origin of Hattie.
So he's the mastermind behind Hattie.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Sandra says Alex needs something to do. He's in need of a storyline. Well, everybody's getting the same storyline. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's getting the same one, and it's all about Alex's wiener.
Yeah, and Alex does need a new storyline because now that he's not the heir to the Kyriakis fortune.
Alex's magic wiener. Oh, goodness. It just must be so magnificent. So Abigail is not back, or is she? That's the big question, right? Because she doesn't remember, or maybe she's been brainwashed.
And maybe she has.
The only thing that I know is that Dixie from All My Children doesn't believe that that's her daughter.
No.
I mean,
she touched her and she felt like
she had a little mama ESP.
Yeah, a little intuition, right?
Yeah. So I mean, mothers and soap operas, they come with a superpower. And that's the I know you're my child superpower. We've seen it time and time again.
We have.
Where they're just like, there's something about you.
Mm-hmm.
The shape of your eye.
They know when you are and they know when you aren't.
Right. So the mama superpower coming into play. I was happy to have my 3 days with Katie McLean.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to see her.
She might be back.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it would be nice. I would hate to have her come through and just be like, thanks for the paycheck. It was great to say my 6 lines. I'm out of here.
Yeah, she was not believing that was her baby. She wanted it to be.
Oh, very much so. I would
and
love
she
my Abigail to be
did
back.
up until she got until she touched her.
Yeah.
When she touched her.
I do not sense the right DNA inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
You may be Jack's daughter, but she ain't mine.
All these stories like that, I have to just put on a hat of believability because I think about practical things. I think about analyzing things like, okay, if you look in this person's eyeballs, their eyeballs didn't change. You should be able to recognize their eyes.
It's true. The eyeballs wouldn't have changed unless she had an eyeball transplant too.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, just a completely different body. The only thing that's remained is the brain, but the brain is so bruised it doesn't remember anything. So is it the same brain? It's like that ship of Sisyphus or whatever the heck it is, that old Greek story where if you change a ship plank by plank over years and years and eventually change everything on that ship, just not all at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
Is it still the same boat?
Hmm.
You know?
It's a replica after that.
Right? So if we take the brain of Abigail out and erase the memories, is she still Abigail or is it a whole different thing? I don't know. Days forgets about
I don't think
scars.
she's Abigail. I don't think she's
No.
Abigail at all. I think that she's already starting to feel guilty about the ruse.
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I
Yeah.
also like her reaction. She's like, I'm just the whore of the family. Oh my god. Oh.
Right. That's hilarious, actually.
Uh, oh, it's a different diner on the outskirts of Salem, is where Hattie and Kate had worked together.
Oh, we didn't get to see that.
No, I hope they go
Haven't
back.
seen that one.
I want a misty, suspicious looking roadside diner at the outskirts of Salem. I'm totally for that. Days forgets about
Maybe is it the
scars.
same? Is it the
Hmm?
same place where Brady and Fiona drown all their sorrows?
Ooh, well, that's a bar though, right?
Yeah, but they got chicken wings.
They do have chicken wings, and that does make it a restaurant. Though I think that bars are required, at least in California, I think they're required by law to also serve something to eat, so you're just not there drinking booze on an empty stomach for hours on end.
Even if it's just peanuts,
Even if it's, but they have to have something that's solid.
peanuts and pretzels, anything.
I
I
think
didn't know
so.
that.
Don't come to me for the news, okay? I don't work in the public.
Now I'm going to pay attention. Not that I go into just plain old bars very often, but I'm going to pay attention now. I'm going to look for a nibble everywhere I go.
We see if there's food on the menu, even if it's chips and nacho cheese. Days forgets about scars from major injuries. So no scar for Abigail, no scar for Brady's heart transplant, Stefan's heart, no scars, no scars. No. Well, Sandra, what I think is just that medical science in Salem is just so good.
They have themselves a plastic surgeon that we just don't know about. That
Jacarius.
is just phenomenal.
Jacarius, you missed all of our talk about Johnny and Chanel and their eventual and inevitable breakup as she falls into the arms of Alex and how much you're going to love it.
And where have you been, Jacarius?
Oh, he's been busy doing his own YouTube channel and drawing pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jacarius also doesn't think it's Abigail. At this point, nobody should think it's Abigail. It's not Abigail. This is a new character. She's gonna come in. She'll confess. She'll feel guilt. She'll do the Sasha thing from General Hospital eventually and be like,
And she'll probably actually fall for Chad
or EJ.
or EJ or Stefan. She's
They're
watched
all
them all
available,
already, evidently.
folks. They are all available now. Oh, this is for you, Kelly. Stabby is no more. You missed it. Stabby's no more.
No.
Even though Connie has kind of stolen the nickname of Stabby,
Yes,
it
she
does
has.
belong to Stefan
Mm-hmm.
and Gabby, which is
Yes.
no more because Gabby cannot forgive one night of a dalliance, no matter how regretful both parties feel.
Goodness, that Gabby, she loves being vindictive. It's so fun for her.
Especially right now, okay?
Oh
I
my
wanna-
gosh.
She went to jail for something that she didn't do, okay?
Mhm.
And while I'm in jail for something that I didn't do, you stopped trying to get me out of there and started to sleep
Yes.
with Ava?
Right.
It was one time. It was one time. Yeah, but you lied to me about it again and again, Stefan.
Again and again and again.
Like, I come with proof, and you're like, no. And then I double down on my proof, and you're like, dang it.
Damn it.
How did you know?
Gosh darn.
Connie and Kristen told me.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Mhm.
I love it.
He tried to stick with a lie as long as he could.
They both stuck with that lie for as long until she said the word Kristen told me, and they're like, well, she would, wouldn't she?
Yep.
She
Yep.
would. All right. Well,
Yep.
there's no denying it. This is obviously true. Kristen would say something. So, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I gotta say though, this new Cherie Jimenez who plays Gabby.
Yeah.
I want her to read down the room every time she walks on the screen. General Hospital
Boy, if
did the
I
same
ever
thing
run
this
into
week.
trouble, I want her to be on my side. That's
Sincerely, at 11 o'clock, we're going to get into the GH in which Molly is just verbally slaying her entire family, leaving no survivors. And
Gabby can do that too, huh?
And Gabby is following suit, or Molly's following suit, whatever you want to say. Both these characters are doing it when it comes to being absolutely correct
Mm-hmm.
and being absolutely right.
And I tell you, you don't want to piss them off.
No.
You don't want to be in their sight. Yeah.
Oh,
I tell you, Stefan should be scared.
I would be. I would be. Kelly says that Kristen can't keep her mouth shut. You know,
No.
I'm pretty sure she did it to
What
watch
happened?
this fallout. What's up?
What is crap that just popped up?
Oh, I don't know. It's not popped up on my end.
Good. Covered your face for a moment.
Well, I'm here, Ma. Hello. Kristen can't keep her mouth shut. I'm pretty sure she said it because she wanted to watch this fallout.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah. Kristen is not a good person.
Oh no, she's like, oh,
He
okay.
enjoys everybody else's turmoil so much.
We really got
He
to
is
see
there
this week.
for it.
We really got
Yes.
to see this week how the Demiras do not get along. We
No.
really saw it this week through the eyes of new Abigail, who meets, who hangs out with Chad and she's like, oh, you're a cool guy. All right, great.
Mhm.
Right? Meets EJ and is like, oh. And then EJ's like, by the way, you slept with everybody.
By the
You're just
way.
out here, just going through room after room in the Demira mansion, And she's just like,
You know, it'd be funny if they did next week. Like she walked into a bedroom that she hadn't been there yet in the mansion, and then she asked Chad, "Who did I have sex with in this room?"
me? This was the room we shared?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Jacarius, thank you for your apologies. But you know what? When it comes down to it, you can come hang out in the chat whenever you want. If it's once every 8 weeks, if it's once a week, you're welcome. However, whatever rhythm and cadence it is.
I just missed you. That's all.
Yeah. So, oh my God, what a mess. But Gabby's standing on top of the dead bodies, the proverbial dead bodies, the verbally slain dead bodies at the top of the heap. And I just wonder, honestly, is this the beginning of a union, a partnership of crime? Or at least between Kristen and Gabby.
Well, boy, oh boy, they would sure be good partners, huh? And you know what? And Gabby already showed us, she used to do that exact thing with Stefan.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. She and Stefan were definitely
They were scheming king and queen, weren't they?
very much so.
Scheming king and queen.
They were really trying it when she got sent to jail for killing Lee, who's now a ghost in Connie's mind.
I know.
So who moved Brady's car? Fiona.
That's what we're guessing.
Fiona swiped that keyless entry, clicked the button, sat in, pushed the ignition, and drove that thing off a bridge.
I think that she probably pushed it into the harbor somewhere. Yeah. Or no, I don't think she would have it fixed. I think Brady's just going to wind up reporting his car stolen.
I think Brady's going to march down to the Salem PD and say, I did it, but I don't know what I did with my car. And they're going to be like, well, then there's no evidence. What are you doing? Jeannie says, EJ and Abby boned in the shower when they were played by Kate Mansi and James Scott. So these two characters have a history, but these two actors don't. And I think that's hilarious. We slept together. No, you didn't.
Remember doing that scene? Oh.
Oh goodness. Anyway, so yeah, that car's totally been thrown into the lagoon, the Salem Lagoon. They're gonna have to fish it out, and they won't have the budget for it. So they're just gonna hold a camera on Jada as they flash red lights in her face,
Right.
and she'll go, "Yeah, oh, there's mud and seaweed all over that car."
And I see a little damage. Yeah, I think Fiona.
Is that a scratch in the front fender?
I do think that Fiona has taken the car, and she's not going to tell Brady she took the car.
Oh no, she dumped that car. She's
Because in the long run, Fiona's not trying to preserve Brady and help him in any way.
Oh no. I mean, at first she was. Well, she's a little out of control because at first she was like throwing him in the front seat, right? Making it seem like he did it, and then a day later she's like, maybe that was a little much. Let me just get rid of the evidence entirely, and then nobody will think it was either one of us. As she thinks more clearly as the alcohol purges her system. I don't know exactly what it is, but here's something that you missed, Kelly.
She's And she also, she kind of likes him.
Brady has fallen majorly off of this wagon, Kelly. He is a drinking fool, and Fiona, who is Xander's mama, is just practically opening his mouth and pouring the bottle into it down his throat.
And she herself cannot not have a drink.
And then, Kelly,
Raging.
even worse, I hope you're ready for this. They may or may not be, because we still don't really know, be doing it.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
they did.
We got that finally confirmed then.
They did, because he asked her again. And she said,
that.
and she said yes.
But she could be lying.
She could be.
She could be lying, Ma. She could be like, oh yeah, well, we did it because you're just such a stud, Brady. Right? Mm-hmm. And then he could be like, I have no memory of this.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, my pants are still buttoned.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's going on. It's a total mess. It's a total disaster. He gonna definitely go to the police station and be like, I accidentally ran over Sarah.
Especially when he got the news that she had paralysis.
She can't walk.
Oh man, then he really started feeling bad, because up until then he thought that Sarah was probably going to have a full recovery.
I am with Days of Our Lives for this though. Okay, they're not just like, oh, it's a traumatic spinal cord thing. Oh, she broke her back. They were real specific with it. Her spine bled, and without that blood, the nerves died, making it so she can't walk anymore. I enjoy the specificity there.
But they also said it could be just swelling.
But it could be just, well, I mean, they kind of ended Friday with her like crying profusely in the arms of Xander. So I think that she thinks, at least, that this is it, and there's no chance of recovery. It could be swelling. Maybe she'll be able to walk again pretty soon. And when it comes down to it, this is 98% always solved by some sort of experimental new surgery that's never been done before. And oh my God, you're a miracle. So I would expect that.
Kind of spiritual miracle if it's Christmas time and you're watching the right show.
Or just because, Abe's old dead Lexi ex-wife, or whatever her name was it Lexi? Or is that his daughter?
That's his daughter.
Abe's ex-wife, whatever her name was, showed up in spirit form, not only to give Abe his memories back, but also to walk away with Paulina's thyroid condition.
Yeah!
She just reached right in there and took it to heaven with her.
Look at heaven with her.
Brady is an alcoholic too. Oh, definitely, Jakari.
Yes, he has, and he's fallen off the wagon.
Mm-hmm. Big time. And ultimately, it's led to them having a hit-and-run incident. Fiona mowing down Sarah on accident.
And Fiona lie about it immediately.
And lying, because, Fiona is Xander's mom, which makes Sarah her daughter-in-law, who she ran down 5 minutes after being married to her son. So yeah, she's got every reason in the world to not be truthful about this.
I'll tell you, I think Xander might actually choke her when he finds out the truth.
How could you do this, Mother? How could you do it to my Sarah? Oh, Sarah. No, Mom, why? It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. And then he's
gonna let her go right before she's about to choke out him.
No. He accidentally doesn't let go.
Ooh, boy.
He's just in so much of a rage, Mother. How could you do this? My life was better. And you tried to take her away from me. I can see it. It's gonna be good.
You can see it too.
Oh, I want to see it. Oh God, I need to go to Day of Days so I can ask if that's where they're going.
Yes, Day of Days. The 10th floor wants to be there, okay?
Email us, publicity.
Please.
Come on. Long ago, Maggie couldn't walk. Look at her now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Sandra.
There's almost any soap that you look at their cast.
4 characters.
Now can walk again.
There's 4 or 5 of them, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I can't list them on Days because we haven't watched it enough. But over on GH, there's Curtis, Sonny. I think Alexis was in a wheelchair for a minute. It happens.
Exactly.
It happens all the time. It's such a go-to. I'm here for it though. I am. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Guilt, Stefan, Stephanie, Alex, Part D, Leo and Marlena. Chanel is young and restless. I like that note. Everett was cremated. I need the chat's opinion on this. With a cremated Bobby Everett, who was murdered by Connie, poisoned.
Yes.
He was cremated, and Stephanie mentioned, "Oh, I'm going to get some of his ashes." Is this what we would consider real Salem death?
That's true, huh? Because I'm wondering the same thing. Because on certain soap operas, if you see someone in a body bag, that's a good indication. Now, how about days? Do you have to be cremated to not return?
Yeah.
But then all of it at the same time, though, Matt, there very well could be twins. There is Everett and there is Bobby.
And then Everett was like, "I'm Bobby," but he wasn't really Bobby because Bobby was Bobby.
Exactly.
And then Bobby shows up and he's like, "What happened to my brother?" Maybe. I mean, I when it comes down to it, here's the thing that I notice and I find to be really interesting. You know what Connie's doing? Not just being crazy and fun and a howdy doody wackadoodle Kathy Bates knockoff, you know. What she's doing, folks, is she is cleaning this canvas of characters that you guys have not enjoyed. And you still hate Connie, and I don't understand it. And I'm talking about every single one of you people watching right now. 100% of you hate Connie. That's not true. But it is something that I noticed online. You know, some of the reaction and discourse of the fandom is the targets of Connie have been characters that people haven't really connected with. Why is Melinda doing all this stuff? I hate Lee. Bobby Everett's a waste of time. Brr, 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 brr. Killed. The only person she hasn't successfully killed, well, except for Melinda this week, but the other unsuccessful person is Galen. Excuse me, Rafe. Not Galen, he's fine.
I'm kind of expecting her to go back to the hospital and finish him off.
Maybe she will.
Especially if his eyes start to flicker at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we're going to get to that, and then Melinda and Rafe are likely going to be the ones that, come together to stop Connie. But she's removing the can. She's clearing some space there of characters that haven't been particularly popular. But I also think that it's hilarious that the character who is doing this also isn't as popular as I guess they would have hoped. And it's just weird. It's just weird. Nobody's ever happy is the point.
Connie's character is so crazy, so believably crazy too. I mean, psychotic kind of stuff, renting Lee's old apartment. That's just weird.
That's weird. That's not psychotic. That's weird.
And the cutout is super weird.
The cutout is psychotic. The dreaming of Ghost Lee is psychotic. The dreaming of Ghost Lee and having conflict with him is ultra kooky.
Yes.
How do you dream up conflict?
Yeah, how do you dream up a remorse?
It's like, oh, you just love Melinda. That's what it is. I mean, clearly it's her subconscious just screaming at her. But Connie is absolutely out of her gourd, and I love it. It makes me happy.
I love it too. And she was just over the top. She's like, she went to, I mean, come on. If that hardware store did not call Jada, they should have. I mean, come on. What did she buy? Bleach? Lye? A hacksaw? Rope? All this stuff, right?
All put together in just a beautiful pile.
Like a Jeffrey Dahmer kit is what she had.
Yeah, I think the hardware store might actually owe a call to the cops if somebody walks away with all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't up to no good.
Oh, I've got a cow farm out on the outskirts of Salem, and it's just a lot of work to drag the cow carcasses when they pass away into town to be processed. So I just dissolve them right there.
My new hobby is taxidermy.
And you know what? I need Connie to do? I need Connie to buy a bunch of tigers. Okay, I need Connie to Carol Baskins it up. All right. I need that. I want that. I need flowers in her hair. I need a couple of tigers. I need her to feed a victim to tigers. I need us to find out that she killed her ex-husband and fed him to tigers. And they'll be like,
we'll find that out.
They'll find that out and they'll be like, what inspired this? And she says, I saw a show on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And it really gave me some ideas.
At the very beginning of the pandemic.
The beginning of the pandemic. Oh, Honey, I'm wildly crazy. Rafe was also in a wheelchair, says Jeannie. Google Maggie and her red shoes, says Sandra. I guess that has to do with her paralysis. Connie is almost as weird as GH's Heather, says Kelly.
I think they're from the same pea pod. Yes.
Jeannie says Tony DeMira died and carried his ashes, and Anna carried his ashes in a cocktail shaker. I don't know who Anna is, but carried his ashes in a cocktail shaker.
Wow. One of those pretty, right?
I think Tony DeMira is played by Tao Puglis, who is the Victor Cassadine from old. The WSB Victor Cassadine.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's also English. And the Charles Shoulders they to go, excuse me, is Shane Donovan in this world? If Day of Days is free, Tony Moore is the host from Dish and Days. Reach out to him, says Rebecca. Yeah, he's hosting it, but he's not casting it. He's not deciding who the press is. Yeah, who's getting the press. We can absolutely go, and chances are we probably will. But we love to get the backstage press access, the big round table where we get a couple of minutes with each of the actors. We were able to do that last year under the banner of Soap Opera News, but since we were with Soap Opera News, they're the ones that got the content and we didn't. We would love to be able to switch that up and be able to bring you guys interviews that we do with some of your favorite Days of Our Lives stars. So we're really crossing our fingers and hoping that that's going to work out.
Yep. Hoping.
Yes, we are waiting for a press pass from Days PR, Jeannie. You're so smart.
Yep, we are. We try. We're trying. We got it. Well, it's not till November 2nd. So, a lot of times too, in LA, you get those answers at kind of the last minute.
At the last second, for sure. When it comes down to it, folks, the things that are more important when it comes to organizing a Day of Days, making sure all of the actors who are on contract are going to be there, making sure that you have a venue paid for, prepared, and ready to go, making sure you have all the seats, chairs, tables, giveaways, gifts, thingies, making sure that Tony's going to show up. Planning the big Q&A, the big panels, this, that, and the other stuff that happens throughout the day. Trying to figure out if we're gonna have Drake and Marlena, Deidre kiss in front of everybody like they love so much.
Yes,
that's where all of the focus is. When it comes to who's the press that comes through, that is one of the last considerations that they make. They know they're going to have press, who the outlets are. When you're not Entertainment Weekly, doesn't really matter. So those, Entertainment Weekly and Deadline and Deadbeat and Tiger Beat and whatever it is that is a little more prominent is going to get the immediate check and probably already knows that they've been invited. But when it comes to filling out the rest of the room, we are fodder and don't matter. So we just don't find out until the last minute.
Yep.
Thanks, Kelly. We'll see you at 11. We're about to sign off here too because we're getting close to the hour. So. Tony came back to life. It was his twin Andre.
See?
Look at that. We only got some twins.
Stuff's always going on.
Always got some twins. EJ delights in his brothers' turmoil, and that's a lot of fun.
He does. EJ, I think, delights in just about everybody's turmoil.
Especially right now, because his whole life fell apart. Sorry you just missed this, Kelly, because he's all alone now.
He is.
All right. His brothers and sisters and their family are still there at the house, but Nicole is gone. Holly is gone. Ran off with Eric.
Yep.
Well, and then Holly went to go live with Maggie. I think that Holly could have stayed at the DeMiras, and she probably should have.
You think so?
Yeah, why not? Why up in her life? She's already in school. She's a senior. Just let
her mom would have never left her with EJ. That's for sure.
All right, fine. Hang out with Uncle Chad. He'll keep you good. Maybe your cousin Johnny.
Yeah, Chad's the only good one.
Johnny's pretty good. He's just not one of the sons.
Well, that's true.
He's.
I guess I was looking at it more of a generational thing.
Yeah. Grandma Marlena. Let's see here. This is real Salem. I kind of miss Bobby and Everett. I do. There was something about Blake Bears as an actor that I really started to appreciate when that storyline was wrapping up. You know, like, of course, a great actor can shine through even with crappy content, but with good content, a good actor can shine through even easier. And I think he was really starting to find his pace and rhythm with that. And
Especially when we saw him switch personalities on screen.
and then when like both personalities died, like that was
Mm-hmm.
good too. That was good too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then Friday was about young folks and cops. So Rafe is still in the hospital, but he's not going to wake up until Galen is done with his vacation and or the plot requires Connie to be caught. I think he's just out of it until then.
Somebody's going to rescue Melinda.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Someone's going to rescue. But you guys, I've always thought that Connie reminded me of Kathy Bates. She from Misery. And when she had her tied to that bed with a little bit of slack in those ropes, oh my gosh! I said, where the heck is the block of wood and the sledgehammer?
When it makes
Whack a doody.
You see, what they would do is they would run away, and we can't have that.
We
So what
can't
they
have
would do is they would break their ankles, so they could still work but couldn't run.
And then after Melinda gets better, okay, Melinda gets rescued, and we get to see her on like the one-legged little thing that what I'm talking about, where yeah, where you can still get around
The
your
little scooter, the little one-leg scooter.
little scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. There's Ken Shriner up in there.
Yep.
Jeannie says that she used to go to Day of Days when they was at Universal City Walk. I can understand them taking it off of City Walk and putting it in CBS Television City. Doing it at City Walk would be awfully obstructive to people who are just going there for the theme park.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have all of those people hanging out in front of Boca de Beppo. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. People need their giant meatballs. And then they need to go see the Waterworld Stunt Show. By the way, if you're going to Universal Studios anytime soon, check out the Waterworld Stunt Show. It's the best thing there.
It's pretty dang
It
good.
really is the best thing there. It is. It's not a thrill ride. You know, you're not going to have wind whipping through your face, but you can't see a fake plane crash in a big pool of water.
Yep.
Yes, yes. So, in conclusion, Days of Our Lives is amazing, and I'm going to keep watching it and podcasting about it. I laugh when I watch this show. If you're not laughing when you watch the show, you are missing out big time by taking it way too seriously. Like, sincerely. Let go of anything that you wish it was or hope it could have been, and go for the ride. You will have so much fun with it. Like, really.
Yeah. And of course, the first person I have to think about when I think about that is just Leo, okay? And you know how Leo just spins and just keeps on going and going, and then he'll reel himself in. Okay, Leo.
Yes, do it. Yeah, he's great. He's great. I mean, his stuff was what attracted me to Days of Our Lives to begin with, as we've talked about a lot. It was at the Hard Rock Cafe and signing tables all around City Walk. Yeah, that would be so in the way now. That would be so in the way. I get it though. I get trying to get it in front of as many people as possible, but I can understand why they moved it out of City Walk for sure. Because that's retail. That's like setting up Day of Days in the middle of a mall, but not the Mall of America. I'm talking like your local mall. Because City Walk's not big.
No, it's not wide enough.
No, it's not very wide. Yeah. Oh goodness. Well,
chances are, though, I think Matt and I are going to go whether we have press pass or not.
I think the chances of seeing a press pass are decent.
I think it is
But
too.
we're gonna go anyway. Enjoy the genre, says Sandra, and I'm with it. Plus, we're working on trying to chit chat with a couple of people from Days of Our Lives as well, actor wise, and that might only help us or hinder us, depending on how people feel about it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But we don't, we got a couple of irons in the fire, but we don't want to share it yet because we don't want to disappoint y'all if it falls through and it doesn't.
Well, ever since the, I never want to disappoint, so that's why I've always kind of kept announcements like that within 2 weeks of the actor appearing. Because, I feel like that's enough time for something to fall through a month ahead of time, and then, whatever it is. And we've only had the one experience with Adam Huss, where he was all gung-ho and ready to go, and then GH was like, no.
Yeah, they pulled the plug like just days before that.
Yeah. And that's that, of course, we want to avoid that. And so we hold off on any sort of anything until We really know for sure it's happening. But rest assured, folks, keep on watching. They'll come. If you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm. I think a couple of the folks there know what Days for Dummies is.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, that's for sure. We're still small potatoes.
Well, at the very least, we did have that one wonderfully fun conversation with Remington Hoffman on this show.
Yes, we did.
And maybe we'll be able to get it again.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Ghost Lee's back.
It would be nice if we find out that Ghost Lee is not just a car, maybe he's been on that sub.
He's actually a telepathic projection Lee.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he was the one to save Melinda?
I would be with it. Like, he sneaks in and
oh my God,
they pick up on the fact that Connie can see a Ghost Lee, and so he's like, okay, all right, I got this. And he goes in there and pretends to be Ghost Lee.
I would love that.
What if what if that's been the thing the whole time? He hasn't been Ghost Lee, he's been real Lee, pretending to be Ghost Lee and just hanging out and hiding under the bed.
And maybe that's why he's got those guilty feelings.
Mm-hmm. And then Melinda will like blink up her eyes and look around and see, what? Lee, what? You can see him?
I'm all for it. They can't, honestly, with this Connie storyline, they can't get goofy. They cannot get too goofy for me.
No, they can go anywhere with this, and I'm on board.
Me too.
Okay, maybe they could go a little too far, like, this was all Rafe's dream. Okay, that wouldn't be very fun.
No.
But when it comes to like the actions that Connie does, or any sort of dumbass plan that she tries to enact, all of them are acceptable. Whether they're brilliant or terrible, like, all of them are acceptable because she has been brilliant and terrible. Oh. Let's have Remington back permanently, says Sandra, and I'm here for it. And I think that's a great statement to end the show on. Remington Hoffman, come be a permanent co-host on Days for Dummies. I'm sure publicity would love that. Nah, that's it. Get out of here. Class dismissed. We talked about the week. Gabby confronts denying Stefan and Ava is one of my notes. Melinda is poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Jen immediately doesn't believe Abigail. Stephanie and Alex party. Leo tries to help Marlena stop being Hattie. Tries to take her to Bayview. You're Marlena! Screaming at her. Chanel's young and restless. Eva's cremated. Is this real Salem death? Sarah's paralyzed. New drama between Chanel and Alex on Body and Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a note that we didn't talk about. People love to confess to babies on soaps, Fiona included.
That's
Careful
true.
What you say out loud, folks. You never know who's about to walk right in. Hello, Mother. Are you talking to my baby?
They need to put a listening device in the eyeball of one of those teddy bears.
Xander's going to do terrible things to Brady.
Oh, I think so.
He's going to beat the tar out of him.
I think I'm going to see the Xander that I've not been able to see, that I've heard about.
Oh, yes. EJ delights in his brother's turmoil, and Tate stops with Holly but struggles with Sophia. What is this, a boy?
Yeah.
And that's it.
I have an idea for reason for that, but maybe it's a little too, I don't know. So I think that Tate, even though I don't believe this for a teenage boy, okay, it just doesn't go this way, but he has real feelings, real love, real emotion for Holly. And maybe that's why he wants the experience to be perfect. So that's why he because he really does love her. But little Sonia, maybe just a booty call.
Sophia. So with Holly, he wants like the rose petals in a heart shape on the bed, and the candles and the I don't know who's Coldplay. Who do we listen to while we're banging when we're young? I don't know.
Well, actually, this week probably that new Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga song. Probably this week.
Okay, well then.
Guy with a Smile. Oh my gosh, you guys, that song makes babies. Okay.
Well, folks, that's it. Everybody, get the heck out of here. Class dismissed.
No, I'm just saying that song is so good. I love it.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what they'll be listening to, those soft jams.
Well, maybe that's what it is. It's like
in the
so,
Horton
cabin.
cabin.
Like I That's not really a very believable thing for a 17-year-old mind. But he wants to make love to Holly.
Okay,
He
good luck.
wants, you know,
Good luck. Good luck, Tate. I hope it works out
wait,
for you.
other one.
Good luck. Good luck. But that's it. Class dismissed. We're out of here. You can follow up on the Tate and Holly and Sophia conversation in our human relations class that's coming up after this. We don't teach it, though. That's with a whole new separate group. So they'll be using this lecture hall, though. So
Yeah,
if
we'll
you
have
want
to clear it out.
yeah, if you want to, I mean, if that's on your schedule to learn about the oldest high school senior I've ever seen in my life, Tate. A man who is 17 but has about 20 years of gym experience under his belt. Anyway, that's it, folks. That's the
But
nuts.
don't you think though they'll be leaving the island soon?
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. Also, they need to graduate. It's August. Like people are going back to school. Why is he still in lacrosse camp?
Right.
Anyway, that's it, folks. I'm really signing off now. Thanks for joining us. Come back again at 11. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a follow on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you in half an hour for 10th Floor Podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.